Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Beatings in Space, a SD Gundam G Generation Genesis Let's Play. My name is Oslo, and with me once again is...
Megalomaniac. Hello, Internet.
Good day. So, last time we finished off Cross Dimension, which was...
all two stages.
Yeah, this finished off the second stage of Cross Dimension. And we're actually going into a mission which... So, a friend of mine is the one who did the chronological order that we had, and there were a bunch of missions where he had to make some choices as to the order of them. This one here is like whether it is before or after the events of Cross Dimension is unsure. And we will see, like, once we get towards the end of this, like, you're not going to be able to tell right away, but there is a reference.
Yeah, so this is Mobile Suit Gundam Side Story Missing Link, which was originally a PS3 game, I believe. Yes. PlayStation 3. As I say, it's not that old. But what it did was it took a bunch of other Gundam side story games and kind of gave them a singular battle system, and then linked them together with this linking story, thus Missing Link. So the game itself basically remixed the stories of Blue Destiny, Cross Dimension, what were the others? Lost War Chronicles, which I think we've done already.
We have done the first mission from Lost War Chronicles, yeah.
And there was one more. I cannot remember what it is off the top of my head. It will eventually come to me. But so basically, a lot of this story is going to be weaving in and out of those others. So regardless of like when it actually happened, I think doing it after Cross Dimension is probably the right move.
Yeah. With the way the reference works, I think that playing this after Cross Dimension will actually make it hit harder, even if one could make a case that this happens before.
Yeah. And I've never played the game, so I don't know how the actual gameplay is, but just the story from this game is probably one of my favorites that I saw.
I'm, like, seeing what they do with Missing Link in Genesis is, like, it's very interesting to me.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Did I found an actual list. Blue Destiny, Space at the End of the Flash, which I don't think we've done yet. That's much later.
That is... we don't see the first Space at the End of the Flash for like 10 missions.
Yeah.
It's
Rise
it's
from the
well
Ashes?
in.
Did we do that one?
Nope.
The White Dingo stuff?
The first Rise from the Ashes is in 5 or 6.
So that was a... Rise from the Ashes was a Dreamcast game. I believe it actually came here back in the day, too.
I want to say it did. I just...
Here being North America, not to be global-centric, but it's in English if you have a Dreamcast and want it down. I'm going to be honest, if you have a Dreamcast, you probably are, and actually care, you probably already have this game because you have a Dreamcast, which means you're like a super fan. No joke, I actually legit want a Dreamcast, just at some point. Zionic Front, Encounters in Space, Lost War Chronicles, and Cross Dimension.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good selection of stories.
Yeah. Keep in mind, I don't know what the difference between Encounters in Space and Lost War Chronicle is, but I'm also reading this off a Kotaku article, so maybe they messed up.
Wait, did they put in Encounters in Space and...
Space at the End of the Flash, yes.
Okay.
I assume I'm guessing that is a typo, because Encounters in Space and Space at the End of the Flash are the same story. It's just Encounters in Space is the PS2 game that story.
Yes. Yeah.
For all your Gundam deep dive stuff,
I just want
this review says the actual gameplay is not very good, but again,
yeah,
I don't know.
For like Gundam
I don't know what
action
this guy
games,
is. Yeah.
like Gundam action games around that area, around that time, were not that great. Like, to be honest, Gundam action games were in a pretty big trough basically ever since Encounters in Space. Gundam versus Zeta Gundam, which I'm pretty sure was after Encounters in Space, was pretty good, but it felt more it felt stiffer. And I played Climax UC, which was one of the last PS2 ones, and while Climax UC played a lot like Encounters in Space, it had some changes to the way a lot of weapon types work that basically made them unusable, effectively.
Yeah, Climax UC was interesting, but not super. It was weird.
Yeah, like I wanted to like Climax UC a lot, but it like the biggest issue with Climax UC is they changed the way weapons work in general, so that you fired in basically in bursts. So like if you had a single shot weapon, it was a single shot weapon. You fired one shot per button press. If you had a burst weapon, then you fired a burst. If you had an auto, you fired like a longer burst, and it would like continue firing if you held down. The problem is that burst and auto fire weapons didn't auto track in any fashion. So it would still auto track to the first shot like it usually did. But then you would just like point in that direction and continue firing until your animation ended, which is not how it worked in Encounters in Space. In Encounters in Space, it would at least try to move your gun towards the enemy you're locked onto.
Yeah. I mostly remember like just appreciating Climax UC because it had like F91 stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like the series list that's in Climax UC is incredible.
Yeah. Like, actually, I never really even had, like, I remember using F90, which is like a, manga, NSV side story type thing, too.
Yeah.
I mean, as we see here, like, UC One Year War era side stories get a lot more play than the later weird stuff, unless it's Crossbow, because...
Yeah, for sure.
Pirate Gundam's a friggin' rat. I still want a sequel to this game that deals with the second half of the UC.
The second half of the UC, yeah.
With some of the stuff they've announced recently, like Gundam Narrative and Moon Gundam and
they're doing
the theatrical release / anime version of Hathaway's Flash. Yes. I'm kind of hoping that kind of gives them a good base of stuff a good marketing tie-in reason to do another one of these.
Yeah, for sure. And it's been... Actually, I guess it hasn't been that long since Genesis came out. It's like this was...
2015, I think.
Was it 2015?
2016. I
think it was 2016, and I didn't get my copy until 2017. It was in shipping for like 6 months.
It came out the very tail end of 2016, actually. So.
Yeah, I didn't get mine for a long...
And I actually think the English version specifically also came out a bit later.
Yeah, it did.
So yeah, it's not like hopeless. And they did... I've yet to see if it's got the English still, but they did do a version of this for Switch.
Yes, but it's not in English. It's
not in English.
It's only in Japanese.
Okay.
Which is a shame. Like, I was about to buy it.
I wasn't sure.
Just so I could have another copy on the go, but no, unfortunately. Also, it'd be easier for me to record off of my Switch than it would be to record off my PS4.
Mm-hmm. It's weird, but
it's mostly because the PS4, like the way the PS4 has its HDCP settings, which I need to keep toggling between. It's just annoying, and if I remember right, the Switch doesn't do HDCP.
Because there's no default media playback or anything like that on the Switch.
Yeah,
they have their little here's your screenshots and here's your 30 seconds of gameplay if the game lets you, but there's no reason to actually have HDCP built in.
I'm still kind of sad that the Switch version is only in Japanese.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping it would be like, even if they only released in Japan, if you got it, it would have the translation on there, kind of like how that version of I Am Setsuna did when it came out.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's what I was hoping for.
It eventually came out in in America, but like when it first came out, like on launch day in Japan, if you got on the Japanese eShop, download it, you could just straight up play it in English if your system was set to English.
Mm-hmm. So the first part of this mission is just you taking care of a bunch of Zaku's, but the special objective, which is to protect, like not let any of the tanks get destroyed, is kind of hard. Because it's not
tanks are garbage.
It's not hard. It's that it's like you have to be lucky that no tank gets attacked twice, basically. And there's not a whole lot you can do to like affect that other than like kill the Zaku's quickly and hope that your tanks dodge once or twice.
Yeah. I'm sure these tanks surrounding them are they're totally innocuous. It's fine.
Yeah. Also, like the fact that the Earth Federation officer has changed to red, like that means nothing.
And it's fine. It's normal. He got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The progression of this mission is funny to me. So here's where we basically get the big reveal of what this team actually is. Also, I wanted to comment on it earlier, but I kind of think that Hire's name might be a typo in the translation, because they have it as hire as in to hire someone, but he's a pilot, which makes me think they mean higher as in the altitude. I don't know.
I mean, honestly, it's Gundam. It could go either way.
It could go either way. Also, like, I like the incredulousness of the Earth Federation officer, like, saying that the slave race are shooting at their allies when he's the one who pointed his guns at them first.
Yeah. Also, man, so when this game first got announced, they're called slave wraiths. But when it first got announced, because of the way Japanese works, a lot of people are translating it as slave race. I'm like, uncool.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not what they mean.
Oh, and also it's Japan, and also given the way these guys kind of are acting, it could kind of make sense, but also no.
No.
Even if so, I'm glad they did not choose that with America, or rather in the English translation.
Yeah.
Even if this is technically not an American release, it's a Southeast Asian release. But
like the term slave wraith has also shown up in officially released North American products.
Yeah.
Like it's in Gundam Versus.
Yeah, the slave wraith mobile suit there is in Gundam Versus, which. Actually, I don't know if they did put it in, but there's another mobile suit in here that shows up later that is amazing, and I want it really badly as a model kit, but it's one of those Bandai Web exclusive ones.
Oh man, yeah.
Which I think it'll be a few missions before we see it. But.
Yeah, probably, but we're still a ways off on, like, the next missing link is not too far away. It's after the first
in Gundam Versus 2.
The next missing link is after the first Rise from the Ashes.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'll also note that the actual missing link story has a epilogue of sorts set in Unicorn time that's not in this game, which is unfortunate.
I mean, to be fair, they don't really. I guess they do have.
Yeah, Unicorn's in this game.
Yeah.
And actually, some of the mobile suits from it are in it.
Yeah, it's Hathaway's Flash that they like barely have because it's a DLC campaign.
But yeah, some of the mobile suits from that part are actually in it, but the actual story is not. That's unfortunate.
That's unfortunate. Like I am amused at what like the unique mobile suits from Missing Link are, because they're like an interesting amalgamation of the stuff that's in the game Missing Link, like the other side stories. which like we'll see more of basically once we get far enough in to get those mobile suits to show up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if the main slave, like the mobile suit slave Wraith itself has some neat stuff in it.
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a modified. Let me look it up here. I think it's handy dandy phone, totally not on Gundam Wiki right now. No, I think it is a modified RX-79G.
Yes, it would be because of what else it is, and like, I don't know if I want to talk about it just now or if we want to save that for a later episode.
Oh no, the thing you're thinking of is the other mobile suit.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the slave Wraith is actually straight up RX-79G SW.
Okay.
Which I don't think that ever had a model kit. Sadly, though, they did just put out a new series of RX-79 based ones, so maybe later.
Who knows?
I mean, they just put out, I think it was a month or two ago, they put out a exclusive in Japan, sadly, but a Pixie.
Oh, right, yes,
I really want high grade, that I really want to get.
Yeah, like, I know I've mentioned that I'm not a big fan on high grade, but like there are mobile suits that I want enough to look into getting high grades of them regardless, and yeah, Pixie is one of them.
Yeah, a lot of times you kind of gotta just suck it up and go with the high grade.
Yeah, like there are some high grades I have that I like. Like I have the high grade, like I have the high grade Hazel Kai and
yeah. Well,
there
actually is a master grade of that
the white
now.
Hazel and the blue Hazel.
It's Hazel Kai and Advanced Hazel, I think.
Yeah.
They do have master grades of those, but they're web exclusive in Japan, which means you're going to be probably forking out like 70, 80 American each.
Hey, I'd be tempted to do that. Like, that's actually not a bad price. But, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I really like the characters from this. It's the other thing. It's like it's like your kind of traditional ragtag group of black ops agents who, for various reasons, have all got some kind of dirt on them.
Yeah,
that the government's holding over them.
I actually can't remember if it was the opening scroll or if it's the scroll we're going to get here. I think it's actually this. Yeah, it's going to be this one. I am just highly amused at the way they equate a bunch of different criminal types. Because
look, in Japan, if you're a criminal, you're a criminal.
Yeah, because you've got.
Doesn't matter if you stole an ice cream bar or murdered somebody. You are the same level of criminal scum.
Yeah, basically, like they. It's hilarious because I think in the opening scroll they talk about like that this is a team of people on death row, and they talk about how there's like hackers on death row, and I'm like, I mean that's a little extreme. And then like here's the list of like the criminals that this team is made up of, and they don't even say what Bomber's crime is. I mean, I think I can guess what it is.
I assume it's terrorism.
Yeah. Here's their hacker, who is also just a forger.
She put butt shots of General Rebel out on the internet.
So your team is two people who have killed a fellow soldier. No further reasons are given. One person who probably did something with explosives, but it's undetermined. One hacker and I mean, whatever. Actually, I actually kind of think I know why Travis is in this.
They go into his later. His is kind of the crux of the
They
whole
will
story.
go into it more later. You will get a pretty good idea in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, they do introduce that part of it this early?
Yeah, the second half of this mission is the other team, which is why I mentioned that this links to Cross Dimension.
Right. Yeah.
I also just like how Grave has some impressive political reach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sadly only a few of these characters actually have entries on Gundam Wiki.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me too much.
Mm-hmm. I should try to hunt down that game, because I gotta imagine it's not stupid expensive at this point.
Yeah, it probably wouldn't be.
Granted, I also need to rescue my PS3 from my mom's house, because I kind of let her borrow it as a Blu-ray player. Because I was like, I got the PS4, I'm not going to play the PS3 a ton.
Yeah. One of these days I'm going to go back and seriously try and play through Crossfire.
Yeah, I have that. I got it at like a GameStop for like $2 at some point. I'm like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Even if this game's awful, I guess $2 isn't too much to ask.
Yeah, like, might as well at that point. Might as well give it a shot.
That's what I got. God, what was that? That Spy RPG Obsidian did that most everyone didn't like. Alpha Protocol. I got that for $2, so I'm like, you know what? Everyone says this is terrible, which, by the way, they're wrong.
Yeah, they're wrong. Alpha Protocol is incredible.
It is very good. It has issues, obviously, but it is very good. And yeah, but I was like, $2, whatever.
Like, Alpha Protocol is very rough, but it is very good.
It's an Obsidian game. It's
yeah.
like, whatever. Okay, I can't remember if this is the Ninja Ifrit or not.
No.
Okay, the Ninja Ifrit's in...
We saw the Ninja Ifrit last episode.
So Ninja Ifrit is the original Ifrit.
Yes.
Because I know there's an Ifrit, I forget if it's this one or the one from Battlefield Record, which is like covered in kunais.
Yeah, that's the one that showed up last...
Oh, that's just normal Ifrit?
No, so there was the regular Ifrit that... Harry?
That's the normal Ifrit.
Yeah, he pilots that. In the previous episode, the Ifrit Noct shows up as the secret.
Okay. So Ifrit Noct, I think, is the one that's originally from Battlefield.
Yeah, Ifrit Noct is the one that is covered in kunai. This is
Ifrit Schneid.
Yeah,
it's just named after the dude's last name.
It's still a close range Ifrit, but while the Ifrit and the Ifrit Noct are basically melee units, and the Ifrit happens to have a shotgun, the Ifrit Schneid is a close ranged weapon mobile suit. It's got the shotgun. It's got the goof arm cannon.
Okay, so this is one with it has darts on it. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here's a squad of people who are like angling to be ace pilots in some new squad, and also Guy there just super looks like he came from Seed.
I mean, yeah. we don't turn down Hisashi Hirai character designs, okay?
No, we don't.
So I think, minor spoilers, I guess, the Ifrit Schneid doesn't actually get the darts until Unicorn, for lack of a better word. Again, lack of spoilers, but Ifrit Schneid is from Gundam Unicorn or something.
Okay. But yeah, you can see in the like when he turned it around, you can see he's got the like the triple barrel arm cannon.
Yeah.
So like this is still a close range mobile suit, but it's still it's a gun based close range mobile suit.
Yeah, that's what the Ifrit was originally designed.
Yeah. Like it's still like
close
a super
range ground thing.
Yeah, it's still super mobile. It's just that the other two Ifrits that we've seen so far are close range melee mobile suits.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like the Ifrit Noct is like almost entirely melee, or at least melee weapons. I mean, its ranged weapon is throwing kunai, whereas like the Ifrit is mixed. It's got the heat sword and it's got the shotgun.
Yeah.
This one,
it does not have exam.
It does not have exam. But like that Ifrit Kai is still equipped like the regular Ifrit. It just has exam.
Yeah.
We will see that one later. We
haven't gotten that far in Blue Destiny yet, have we?
We haven't even started Blue Destiny.
We haven't done.
All right.
I mean, I know what we've done, but I know there's a list. But
I got the list. All right. So
we did Lost War Chronicles. Osionic Front.
I'm gonna talk about what we're going to see soon. Right here is what I was talking about.
This is.
They're referring to, so it's interesting because it suggested during Cross Dimension that he went off and just did this by himself, but in Missing Link they're saying that he was actually part of a wider operation to look at these three different transport routes, which probably explains the random group of Zeonic soldiers that just happened to show up. Anyway, I'm just going to quickly go over. We have done. We've done a couple of missions of Igloo. We have started Zeonic Front. We have done a couple of missions of Mobile Suit Gundam. We started Lost War Chronicles. We started and finished Cross Dimension, and now we're starting Missing Link.
Yeah, and Missing Link's just, like I said, gonna be peppered in throughout the entire 1 year war.
Yeah, pretty much. Like the last Missing Link is during the set of missions that's about Akuma. What I actually think is interesting, and I basically know why, but I think it's interesting that Blue Destiny ends before Abaoaku.
Yeah.
Because, the epilogue, yes, the story of Blue Destiny ends before Abaoaku. In fact, it ends before Solomon. But the epilogue of Abaoaku is that Yu Kajima fights at Abaoaku and lives through it.
I just realized by the time we get to Abaoaku, we're just going to have 10 episodes straight of Abaoaku, because Abaoaku is huge. Probably same thing with Solomon, thinking about it.
I'm seeing 6 or 7 missions that are part of Abaoaku.
Yeah. It's I know,
it's probably 6.
I think MS Igloo straight up has, 2 that are Abaoaku.
MS
maybe just one.
MS Igloo has 1. Yeah, basically, Mobile Suit Gundam, Igloo, Missing Link, Rise from the Ashes, Space to the End of the Flash, and Lost War Chronicles conclude during a battle coup. Yeah, these guys are pretty cocky for fighting against a bunch of units that have already blown up some of their companions.
Yeah. But you're fighting gun tanks. Gun tanks suck.
So, I don't think I mentioned it. I don't think I did it for the last episode. No, I didn't do it for the last episode. For this episode, I went and bought the hangar module for my carry base, which was amusing because I went into this mission and it was like half as difficult as the last cross dimension. Like, I pretty much could have done this mission with just the guest units. And in fact, I probably should have, because I ended up not like fully capping out some of the get gauges. Yeah, so the Schneid is like very, very agile, but because it's like max range is 3, it's definitely very you have to be very careful with it.
Yeah. Suckers.
I like that.
Vincent's has the giant bazooka from the back.
Yeah,
which is always fun.
Yeah, I like that these are like all unique, like uniquely named special variants, but they're also all basically the same as their regular Zaku's.
Actually, if it attacks an elf, look at Vincent's because it might be a high mobility
Yes.
Yep, it is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Let's say. So I have. It basically looks like Johnny Raiden's.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, Johnny Raiden, best 1-year War Xenon pilot ever. Obviously.
He is pretty good, though.
He is very good. He ain't, you know, the Red Comet's got nothing on him. If Johnny Raiden had decided to drop that rock on Earth, just, you know...
Yeah, but he would...
Europe would just be a flat... No, he wouldn't have.
I mean, me personally, I would basically sit being like, I don't know whether I like Johnny or Shin more.
Johnny seems funner.
Johnny seems funner. You are absolutely correct. This is the other cool thing about. This is the other cool thing about Laser Free. It's got that really cool.
Yeah, glaive.
Yeah.
Axe, bull axe, whatever.
Bull axe. I can't.
Get on to the Hulk! I actually hurt my throat doing that. Yeah. Okay, so this isn't even E3 Schneid yet. It's his custom E3.
Yeah.
You're blowing up crappy tanks. So that's all that fitty garbage has.
Yeah, that Ifrit is very effective.
Yeah, kind of want to look at that too. I mean, spoilers, I'm just going to look at things and say, I want a model kit of that, and it's going to be everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of designs I would very much like a model kit of. Oh, this upcoming bit is also, like, it's great, but also really silly.
Humanoid types.
Like, I just like how they're all terrified of humanoid-style mobile suits.
Well, I have to figure at this point, at least rumors of the Gundam have been, floating around, so...
Yeah, probably, but it's just like, it feels that these guys aren't aware. And then also the way that these GMs get introduced are better than you tend to see GMs get represented.
Hey, GMs are awesome.
Yeah.
Oops, he's dead.
It's like, wait, a beam sword?
Screw your armor. Oh no, Silvestri just died.
Oh no!
Silvestre?
It's probably, I think it's actually supposed to be pronounced Sylvester.
Adrian! Can die heroes or survive to fight again. Or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
I mean, they already are.
No, they're not.
I think they're Xeon, so they already are.
And what kind of secrets are there? Oh boy, jet core boosters.
Yeah.
AKA garbage.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's some stuff that evolves off of them, but like, yeah, why?
You just got bombs, son. Yeah. Oh, hey, you have a G04.
Yeah. Yeah, G04 and GM Striker.
Yeah.
I really like the GM Striker. It's so goofy.
It's like, what if we took two beam sabers and put them on the end of a stick?
Apparently it works really well.
I mean, I would think one beam saber would work just...
Also, like, I just love that point.
That is a good animation.
That's a good animation. It's so dumb. Like, why are you pointing?
I mean, I guess, like, the stick gives it range, but why the two?
Because that's how you make it look like a scythe, because that's scythe. The two beam sabers actually can turn.
Oh, okay.
So it like the whole rod is supposed to like call back to Death Scythe. It's really silly.
Because Death Scythe is cool.
Yeah, pretty much.
Edgelord. You know what's cooler than Death Scythe? It's Death Scythe Hell.
I mean, because it's got hell in the name.
It's got hell in the name. And that is why 14-year-old me uses an email address. Sorry. 17-year-old me. I was not that young. 17-year-old me used that as an email address. Because it was cool. Death Scythe Hell 42069. XXF no scope. Play Reaper in Overwatch. I'm kidding, I do not play Reaper in Overwatch. I suck as a Reaper.
Yeah.
Play Diva. Obviously.
Yeah, I like Diva.
I also like Orisa. I think that's her name. The actual robot girl with a Gatling gun and a shield.
I had stopped playing by the time she came out, but she seems really neat.
Yeah, I know. To be fair, I'm talking about like Overwatch. I haven't not played it in like probably 6 months. And you have the Goof Custom.
Yeah. I want to say I might have had it in the last mission, but I probably didn't. I probably only had a Goof.
I actually don't remember. Because it's been a while since we recorded.
Yeah, it probably was just a Goof, and I have a list of like the new mobile suits that I get introduced.
Yeah. Like, one of us is a loser who has a social life, and thus did not have time to record for a while.
No, it's okay. I do this for fun. So.
Yeah, I know. I'm not actually. I'm not like angry. Well, actually, I know I'd be angry because I'm doing with a social life.
Yeah.
But
like I'm not bothered by.
Also, wow, that sounds really insulting. It's like, yeah, you don't have a social life. Sorry. No, you totally do.
The Gundam 4th boost is so good. I like the 5th a lot more because its special weapon is just dumb. But
the giant Gatling gun?
The giant Gatling gun.
Giant Gatling guns are never dumb.
So
giant Gatling guns are amazing.
Yeah. I mean, and hey, like, this game is missing heavy arms and leopard, so I need to have my giant Gatling gun somewhere.
I mean, it does have Unicorn.
Fair, yeah.
It has full armor Unicorn. It has Awakened Unicorn, which not only has Gatling guns, it has funnel Gatling guns attached to shields.
That's pretty incredible. Yeah, unfortunately, I only managed to max out the get gauge of the high mobility Zaku. I didn't manage to max out the get gauge of the Wraiths. Yeah, I could like go through this again and do that because having it freed in my production list would be pretty nice. But we'll see. It's not like I don't have a lot of units to evolve through, and I think the Goof Custom has an Ifrit as one of its evolution options.
It should, yeah, because to be nerdy, the Goof is MS-07, the Ifrit's MS-08. It's in the tech line.
Yeah, and like they are also both very similar mobile suits. Yeah, the way all of these guys sort of bounce back and forth in tone is... I don't know if it's just a translation issue or what, but it was definitely, like, interesting to me how they went from, like, being overly celebratory and, like, high and mighty about themselves to just being, like... That to being like utterly terrified is a pretty.
I mean, they did just see one of their comrades get murdered in front of their face with a beam saber.
Like that's one got killed by a gun tank shell, and then another got killed by a beam saber. So like that progression, that arc is pretty logical. And now they're trying to be high and mighty again. It's just like.
And this vet dude's like, F no. Chill out, dudes, you're kids. Well, kind of kids. Roughly kids. The 1 Year War sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
like basically World War One.
Yeah, kinda.
I probably said that before, I don't know. I've probably made that analogy before, because there's lots of, hey, we're going to make this thing because it's cool technology, and we're just going to throw people at the meat grinder to see what happens.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because that's what happened in World War I. It's like, these tank things are cool. Let's see what happens when people get crushed by them. Which is, probably over-exaggerating, but still. Yeah. Anyway, what's next time?
So, that is... it for Missing Link 1. Next time, we are playing the third mission of Mobile Suit Gundam, which, if I remember right, is the episode where...
With the salt?
What's that?
The salt? Is it
No,
the salt episode?
No, it's not the salt episode.
Aww.
It's, I believe, if I'm right, it's the episode in New York.
Yay!
Yeah, it's all that stuff.
I love New York. We're getting some pizza. Go see a show on Broadway. Murder a zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. So that will be it for us for this week. So we'll see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.